What mistakes have you made along the way?
In my journey to entrepreneurship, I have made a lot of mistakes. For example, I have paid for so many courses. I literally am a course prostitute. And for some of them, and a lot of them, I didn't take action. And that has cost me a lot of money, but also cost me a lot of time. So that's a very big mistake that I have made. When I look back, I can only say now, okay, hang on. I would have chosen 1 or 2 courses, paid for them, paid for the mentorship, and become successful through that channel. Well, one of those mistakes has also been to invest in businesses that I did not know much about. I got burned in trading. I got burned in buying a business that literally just lost all the money the next day because it wasn't successful. It wasn't a business which was going to be profitable. I did not do enough research. And I've had a couple of those, actually. I did not just fail once. I didn't do that once or twice. Done that a few times. And when I look back, it hurts. Some of the mistakes as well have been procrastination. You know, sometimes I have sat in my office here and I've said, well, I know I need to do this thing, but I say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. But I've come to know that there is no tomorrow. The only thing and the only time that is now. And I've spent a lot of time procrastinating, but also ignorance has been a great mistake of mine. Sometimes I just believed in the past that what I didn't know, I didn't know. But on the positive side, what I don't know, I don't know. And it is real folly to think that we know everything. And it's really a big, big mistake that I had made in the past and gloried in ignorance. But now I know when I hear that there is new knowledge anywhere, I am there 19 miles per hour. And I believe that my glass is half full and I need to fill it every day.
Wonderful. And very important what you say. What did you have for breakfast today?
Well, it must be breakfast must have some peanut butter spread mixed with chocolate on a piece of toast. That's
nice.
Perfect for breakfast. Keeps me going for 12 hours.
Yes. If you could start all over again, what would you do differently?
Well, if I could start again, which I constantly start, every day is a new day for me. One of the things I would do perfectly and consistently is to go back to my childhood innocence and childhood passions. Because when I look back at what I was doing when I was a child, those things were natural to me. Those things were innate. Those things were inborn. I was born with those things. And if I continued to do those things, I would have become an expert. I was watching some video today on Instagram of this 3-year-old boy who is skateboarding. And you look at the heights that this boy is going down, up and down, and you think, goodness, how can he do this? He has been doing it from his childhood and he's just 3. So if I could start again, I would go back, look at those passions and continue to reflect and develop them instead of looking at all these glorious things that are coming up in the future. When we try them, we fall back. And by the way, when we get to 40s, our 30s, our 40s, what do? We go back exactly to trying to do exactly what we were doing when we were children. Another thing I would do is to invest a little bit more in research. There's an adage which says knowledge is power, but I say knowledge is success. Knowledge is everything. You don't know what you don't know. And when you know more, you have more responsibilities. But then when you share those responsibilities and help more people to actually benefit from that knowledge, you get a lot of value back. A lot of things some of the things I would do would be to pay for mentoring, pay for coaching, pay for people who have succeeded so that they can show me what they did wrong so I could avoid it and fast forward or fast track my success. If I could start again, I will do it right now. I will not wait for any minute. I would think of anything and start doing it. Like, for example, when we got in touch, I cannot believe it is just a few weeks as we got in touch, and we're right here now sharing this knowledge with our audience. That is what I'm talking about. If I were to start again, just do it right now. Jump and go. Think Like a Virus is my next book. And that's what the virus is. The virus is not waiting for us. It is mutating, and we are playing catch up all the time. So if I were to start, I will think and work like a virus. That's the title of my next book, How to Move from Adversity to Grace.
Very impressive, very impressive.
Thank you.
Congratulations. How do you push through your worst time?
That's a very good thing to talk about then. How do I push through the worst times? I think the answer would be in this book, which I have just mentioned, Think Like a Virus, How to Move from Adversity to Grace. I share with you maybe one or two or three things that that are in that book and how I push through my worst times. Literally, my writings are about my experience. The first thing I would say, without any order, would be to stay positive. Positivity is so important because when you think positive thoughts, you have positive results. When you think positive thoughts, you have good health. You know, it takes us a lot of muscles to frown, but it takes us very few muscles to smile. And smiling keeps us young. Staying positive keeps us healthy. So I would actually, and I do try to be positive. I'm not only trying it, I become positive. Sometimes when I meet people at work and they say, hey, how are you? I say, I'm happy. People look at me like, there's something wrong with this one. And people say, how are you? I say, I'm grateful. People are like, excuse me. So being positive and knowing that there is always two parts of everything. There is always a left and a right. There is a right and a wrong. There is dark and there's light. There is summer, there is winter. And when we experience darkness, winter, we should not forget that there is summer. One of the things I would do, or what I do constantly, is that I pray and I meditate. You see, life is such a miracle that when you look at what made us who we are, the little sperm and the egg that came together, and this is you and me, thinking beings, creating things, we can only conclude that there is something beyond, that there is something more than us. And we need to access that energy. And we know that we can access this energy by thought, by actually thinking and praying. And we can pray things to be. We can desire things and they can become. So I pray a lot. And I know that energy is real. Even science knows that we can connect from distances apart without necessarily being physically there. Prayer is another way of doing it. One of the things I do to keep myself out of the worst times is that I keep busy, and I encourage people to brighten their corners. Imagine sitting in a room of 10 people and one person has a light. The room will not be bright enough. But if all of us in that room, if all the 10 people wanted to have a bright, shining light in that room and to see what was going on, if all of us lit our candles and brightened our corners, the whole room will be filled with light. It is the same thing with values. If we cultivated the values of generosity, positivity, optimism, if everybody did, the world will be a wonderful place. If I share another one is, you know, I try to behave like a child sometimes. You know, children are not scared of anything. Sometimes I walk to people and say, hello, my name is Louistas. How can I help you? And people look at me like, oh, well, I don't do drugs. So no, I am just saying hello. When I walk into a neighborhood, when I move houses, I knock at doors of neighbors and say, hello, I am Louistas. I'm just the next door neighbor. How are you, sir? And I did that to someone and they close their door and say, get out of here. Well, I just behave like a child. The child knows no boundaries. The child doesn't fear strangers. The child does not let go. They don't stop until they win. They don't stop trying to crawl until they walk. They don't try to, or they don't stop toddling until they actually start running. It's one of the things that I address. I address all these things in that book, Think Like a Virus, How to Move from Adversity to Grace.
Impressive.
Thank you.
Louistas, if you would have world's microphone for a few minutes, what would you say to the world?
I'll grab that microphone right now and I start by going like, right, well, you've got to return to your childhood consciousness. Because think about this. When we grow up to our 30s and our 40s, what do? Our scramble nowadays is to get Facebook likes. We are talking to strangers. Now we are actually seeking strangers. We're out there seriously begging strangers to talk to us. But when we were young, our human parents told us not to talk to strangers. As we grow older, what do? We want to go back and now say, look, to be entrepreneurs, just fear and do it anyway. But when we were children, we were told, no, you can't do it. But we did it anyway. And when we were children, we believed we could fly. Well, I believe I can fly, spread my wings and touch the sky. And Les Brown says, you should do your best, shoot for the moon. And if you don't reach there, you can fall beneath the stars. You know, it is such an incredible thing to think that if I had a microphone, this is the sort of thing I would be saying people should be doing, but I also say, give back to your community. And look at the communities that we had in the past. What has happened to us? Build those communities. Stop being scared of human beings. We are just human beings. And I would say to people in the world, forgive yourself and forgive others. You know, the person who doesn't forgive others carries a load. You know what? When somebody's done something to you, you choose to be angry, you choose not to forgive, but they probably have forgotten that they did anything wrong to you. And you continue to carry that load. And to liberate yourself, I would say, forgive yourself. And when you forgive yourself and forgive others, you feel better, you get better health, and you can do more and good things. And I would lastly say, return to spirituality. You know, we eat plants that grow from the ground. And when we eat the plants, we grow up and we die and we go back to the ground and the ground feeds us. We are all one. You and I, we breathe the same air, you know, so we are one. You and I, we share the same energy. We are one. And if we return to spirituality and recognize that we are one, in that this life comes from something bigger that we share in, we will return to love. I was reading a book the other day called A Return to Love by a lady called, I think it's Marianne Williams, and she talks about this return to love. If you have a chance, read that book, and you will notice that there is more to life than what we have today. So, dear world, I would say to you, you know, return to spirituality, return to your childhood consciousness, and give back to your community. And when you give back, you get back.
Wonderful, wonderful. How did you extend or expand your paradigms, belief to achieve, to fulfill your dreams?
My paradigms, which are now quite extensive, let's just take one or two of them. Success mindset. I achieved this literally by doing one or two or three things. The first thing was hard work. Hard work works. When you work hard and smart, it pays. And I don't sleep. And this is not literally. I educate myself. I go to seminars. I literally, like I said, I'm a course prostitute, because any good course that is out there, I pay for it and I spend on educating myself. And I have also believe that little drops of water make an ocean. And therefore, if I can learn one thing every day, I grow a centimeter one day at a time. Another thing which has helped to change and improve or expand my paradigms is my understanding of the universe, that we are one and we have a duty and a responsibility to keep this place as good as it is as we met it, or if not, better.
Yes, this is great. Louistas, how can people find you?
People can find me on my social media links. The first one really, where if you go, you can probably access a lot of my material and also then get access to maybe one of my free gifts, which I would give to your audience here today, is to go to this link, which I will spell bit.ly/ my first name LOUISTAS. So bit.ly/Louistas. If you go there, you can reach out to me, you can contact me, you can find my Facebook pages, you can find my YouTube pages, you can even download a summary of one of these books, which I have prepared for you, just as a gift to all of you, and for saying thank you to Sylvie and team for having me here.
Thank you for the interview. Thank you.